Hey everyone, it's me, Mia Nicole, and welcome back to Face Butterfly Vlog, a vlog where I'm chronicling my journey into becoming a good, no, a better child care teacher and provider. So I just wanted to let you guys good morning. Oop, you just saw my outlet. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a disclaimer that I give to all my videos. I am not going to say the name of the company I work for. I'm not going to mention names of my supervisors, employer, or any fellow co-workers, employees, and under no circumstances I am not going to reveal any name of any children or parents. So let's get started. So today was actually very unconventional. Um, we had two teachers, one who were off for the day for, different reasons. And so the class, I was originally, I wasn't working with my usual class. Excuse me, sorry, I had a loose hair that was bothering me. So I wasn't working with my usual class. So, I started out thinking that, oh, I'll just be working with the 1-year-olds today. That's awesome. But then we combined the 1-year-old class with the 2-year-old class, and we also was relocated to another classroom. So, it was something that I had to really adjust to and just had to keep my phone. And the day just went by so quickly. Like, it's so crazy. Like, it went by so quick, but yet it just felt like a lot of things had kind of felt behind for me. Even with the help of a second teacher, I wasn't by myself. We had to manage the ratio of 14 kids. So it'd be like, make sure it's the 7 and log 7 with 2 teachers. But still, it just went a little bit faster than expected. We had a lot of the 1-year-olds who don't really take to direction. Some of them don't really take to direction as well as others. And then, of course, I had my usual, little student, who, my little friend who needs a little more extra attention than the others do. So, that kind of contributed to that. Luckily, it began that we were able to do 2 different activities that were related to curriculum. One had to do with stacking blocks, which was really fun. I had mentioned before that a lot of the kids really loved playing with blocks. So we had Legos. We had like the thick little blocks that looked like Legos. And a lot of kids really took to that. Even kids who weren't initially playing with those blocks just came and sat down and started playing with those. And then later on, when we went outside, each kid had a chance to kick a ball into some pins, doing our little version of bowling, which was really cute. Everyone had a turn. Even the youngest one that we had in our group had a turn of kicking the ball into some pins. Well, technically, she picked them up and threw them at the pins, but still, it was still fun seeing everyone knock some pins down and having fun. We came in for lunch and you had to change 14 kids. I think that was the biggest thing. And I am going to take responsibility because I was the first one to change everybody. I was just asking questions about what to do. Excuse me. Not about like how to change kids, but like how we were going to do, like, am I going to just change just the group I was originally over? Am I going to change everyone? There's sometimes that after I changed a kid, I had to help out with putting out cots because around that time was when we're preparing the kids to get ready for their naps. And it's been like I have not been like had been looked over a class of kids for naps for a couple of weeks now. Usually I would take my group, I would take them over to the other classroom to have cots already set up for them to sleep on, and then I would just go on to my break. This was the first time in a while that I decided to overlook the class, overlook the children, all the little friends to for their naps beforehand instead of me taking over the second half. So, I was like, oh, you go ahead. I'll just make sure I watch over everyone, make sure that they're going. And yes, there were a few that, did not want to lay down. I know that there was one kid that she usually would just take her some time to get her nap. But then there were 2 other kids, like usually they would already be sleeping when I come in. So I was trying to find a way to try to get them to lay down. One of them, she had to keep touching stuff. I moved her cot 3 times to make sure that she was sleeping. She had just fallen asleep right before I was going to go off on my break. The other one, my special little friend, was having a little bit of a tough time. I was not really sure how I was able to do it. He got off his cot so many times, but I had to place him back on, gave him a blanket, over again just to make sure that, he'd stay asleep. And there were times he was calm, but he could not lay down. And so I was able to, manage to get him to just at least lay still by the time I go on my break. But because time went by so fast and so quickly, and I didn't really had pay attention to the clock. When by the time I went over to my break, it had really overlapped at how long it was going to, how long it had taken. So instead of having my usual break, I had to have half the time for my break before returning back for the latter half of the naps and getting kids up ready for, for their snacks. The snacks were, crackers and cucumbers. I thought it was kind of cute that kids got a chance to, have like little snacks. I always love it when I pass out the snacks, than with lunch. I don't know why. I guess it's because they're more calm. But, we were able to pass out snacks. We also was changing them as well. I got help of we had help from an additional teacher that stopped by. I think it was the coordinator that stopped by for a little bit while we each had to take restroom breaks to run and grab to grab extra stuff. Like I had went to a restroom break, but I also had made sure to grab extra things from my classroom for the other kids. And also to add to a little bit more to confusion, some of the kids are being shifted around and they're going to be permanently placed into my classroom next week because they've reached that age point that they start moving up. So some of the kids who were originally in the class with the 1-year-olds who were already older, they are going to be moving over with more of the 2-year-olds or 2.5-year-olds around that time, around that age group. Some of them I already know about some of them, but I'm just hoping that they'd be able to take to my direction and to my voice a little bit more. Now they're going to be spending more time within my classroom. So we, after a little bit of them playing and playing around with toys and whatnot, we got them back outside. And soon the group started going lower and lower. People were picking up kids. They started picking up kids from, the beginning of that time. But there was more kids were being picked up. And when we got down to our 7 kids, after a little bit while after we got down to 7 kids, which was a ratio for 1 teacher, my co-teacher was helping me out. It was her time was up, so I was left with the 7 kids to watch over, and it was pretty okay. But I have to admit, I'm not going to lie, for me, I was a little bit more not frustrated, but I was a little bit frazzled over the fact that I felt like I was falling behind with time. I had most of my week was pretty good with me keeping up with time and able to pay attention, know what was going on. And I feel kind of like I kind of let myself down in a way of not being able to keep better track of time, and by the time it was getting later and, people were coming in to pick up their kids, I was so focused on trying to maintain the classroom because it wasn't my classroom. I wanted to make sure that it was still neat. And my little special friend would always like to take baskets of stuff and just dump them. And, so it just added more to it. The time is coming down. We're trying to calm everything down, make sure everything's neat. The classroom is getting messed up. I have to check over the kids' diapers again before their parents pick them up. Some of the diapers, I had to ask someone to find get more diapers for the other classroom because not in this classroom. And then, and then it's oh wait, I forgot to make sure to take out this trash, and these blankets belong into this classroom. Wait, they're not in this classroom, or they're in that classroom. It's just I started piling more on myself towards the end, more than I really needed to. I was just looking back on it. The day went by quickly, but I felt like there was a lot of stuff that I wish I had did better and looked at the situation a little bit more mindfully and a little more calmer instead of me just jump to, time's running out. Because, I think that I need to keep remembering that, kids can be unpredictable. I can't control the situation, with kids. Something is going to happen. And so I can't just be constantly bringing in a kid every single time and lose track of what I need to do or lose track of, helping out any other kids that might need help, because I can't be chasing this one around and then, another one might need help getting something that they need from the shelf or whatnot. So it's just a thing that I'm working on is juggling and being mindful that things happen and that I can't control the situation. So I just want to end it on that point. It's the weekend. I am excited. I'm gonna miss my little friends and looking forward to the other little friends that's gonna be joining my class next week. But I am really looking forward to relaxing and gather my thoughts together and hoping to share some more information. So let me know in the comments what you think about this video. Tell me some tips that you may have learned or tips you want to offer me to be able to help in any of my journey with my video. Also, I am going to be putting out more posts that have you guys interact a little bit more with me. I hope you guys interact. Be sure to follow me on all social media. I have my link tree added to this video, and I hope I'll be able to see you guys on other forms of social media, give your input of what you think. And also, I hope you guys have a very, very great weekend. Have a good morning, good evening, or good night anytime that you're watching this video. And remember to stay blessed and blurtiful. Bye.